Hello friends, today I will show you how to create this middle screen. I found it on Dribble. It's made by Mostafa Tagihpur. It is some kind of finance app. It has current balance, list of transactions, my goals. Let me show you how I think about widgets when creating a layout. Here we can see we've got an app bar, navigation bar at the bottom, and lots of elements in the middle. The elements are in column, so I would use a column with three main elements. First one, this is the current balance card. After that, this will be list of transactions, and another card, my goals. So basically we will have the scaffold with app bar, navigation bar, and columned as a body. Later on we will get into details. Let's create new Flutter project. Where is it? New Flutter project. Name it Dribble Finance. Let me first remove all that stuff from the default project counter app. We no longer have this widget. Instead, we can use or name our new widget homepage. And we will create a homepage here. It will be stateless widget. And it will return scaffold. Let me run it. It looks like this right now. It's empty. And we're going to make it look more like this. So let me start with app bar. In scaffold we can add app bar. And in the app bar we will have title. With the text pay.co. Let's see how it looks right now. A bit different. The text is on the left, but we need it in the center. We can do center title true. Now we have it in the center. What else? We need to remove the color. So There's property background color probably. Set it to colors transparent. We still have a shadow. I put it here so we can see. To remove the shadow, we need to change elevation to 0. Now we remove the shadow and the text is white, so we can't see it properly. We can change foreground color to colors black. And now we can see the title. This text here is bold, so we can change it here. Style, text style. Font weight. Font weight. Bold. That's more like it. We can make it const. Next, let's take care of this icon on the left. The property for that will be leading. We can set it as an icon button because it's probably clickable. And we need on pressed, empty callback for now, and we need icon. Icons, notifications. It looks like that. It's not exactly the same because this mockup uses some custom icon set. Maybe I don't know these icons. We will use just material icons in our app for now. You can customize them whatever. So we've got this. The icon can be made constant. Now on the right we can see circle avatar with an image. So we can use actions to put something on the right. And in there we've got the list of widgets. In our case, this will be only one widget. Circle avatar. And for now we can put there some text maybe. Later I grab some image and put there an image. We've got it here. We need some space, so we can wrap this widget in padding. That's more like it for now. Let me find some image. So to add an image, we need to have, let me change to project. We need to have assets. So in here we add the new directory. assets, and in assets, images. And to that folder, I will drag and drop my duck image. You see, bird, I mean bird, duck, rubber duck. And to use that in our app, we need to edit pubspec YAML. In here we've got lots of comments and an example how to add assets. So in our case, spaces are very important in YAML files. Make sure to start at the same level as this one, uses material design. And let's put assets. Our folder is assets, images, and slash. We can ignore maybe, we'll see. So in circle avatar, now we can use that image as foreground image. It's going to be asset image. And we need to link to our assets, images, duck, JPEG. Save it, and we've got our duck in here. There is some artifacts due to the background color blue. So maybe we can remove the background color. Make it transparent. Sorry. Colors transparent. Save it, and the artifacts are gone. And let's make it all const. Oh man. Const. This one is not necessary. What else? Okay. We can make all this list const actually. Yes. Save it. And let's say we've got the app bar done. Later on we can adjust the padding or whatnot. Next we will take care of the middle part. We have the column with current balance, list of transactions, and my goals. Please note that we can use a custom widget to build a card for current balance and for my goals. So let's do that now. So let's create a new folder where we keep our widgets. New directory, widgets, and new file, custom card. It's going to be a stateless widget. Import material. And what we want to do here. We want to create a custom widget which could change its color and its content. So we can have properties like color and content will be a child of the widget of type widget. We need to add them to the constructor, make them required. Add add comma to format it nicely. And I think the best way would be to use the card widget. And for a child of the card, use the child which we will pass to the custom card. Color will be this color which we will pass through the constructor. This is flat design, so we need to set card elevation to 0. And default border for the card I think is 4 border radius. So we can change it to, let's say, 16. It will be property shape, rounded rectangle border, border radius all, radius circular 16. And this property can be const. We've got our custom card, so let's see if we have another set of elements which we can put into one custom widget. In here we've got like an icon inside a rounded rectangle for all this element of the list, and as well in here. So we can create a custom widget for that. I've got the keyboard shortcut for creating Dart files. Let's name it avatar. This is going to be stateless widget as well. Import material. And what properties we need to have in that widget? I think we need to have a color and icon. So final color, final, maybe icon data, so we can just put icon data to the icon widget. Icon data, add them to the constructor, add comma, make them required. So what do we have here? It can be a container, but there's also the widget called decorated box, which is lighter than containers, so we can use it here. And as decoration, we can use box decoration. We need color, so this will be the color from the constructor. And the border radius for that avatar will be, let's say, 12 for now. Border radius all 12. Sorry, radius circular trail 12. This can be const. Inside the decorated box, we need the icon. So child of the box will be icon, and the icon data will be this icon data from constructor. And we can keep it for now like that. When we use it, we'll see what we can change later on. Another element which is repeating 2 times is this kind of header, last transactions see all, and in here my goals see all. So we can create a custom widget for that. Let's name it custom header. Stateless. Import material. And what changes in that widget? The text, and probably in here we've got some onPressed method when we want to see all. So we can add that to our properties. So final string, let's say title, and final void callback onPressed. Add this to the constructor. I close it so you can see more. Control Alt L to format. Make this required. So instead of container, we need to return a row, because it is like a row with 2 elements. Children. We're going to use text for this one. And the data of the text will be this title. And in here we have another text and the arrow. So we can create a smaller row to keep them together. So child of the row will be another row. With children text. This text is see all in both cases. And another child of that row will be the arrow, so it can be an icon. Icons. Arrow. We have such arrow in here. Arrow right, maybe. Keyboard arrow right. Looks similar. Okay, that's it for now. We can make it const. And we need the on click or on pressed. We can do that for the see all and a user of the app click on the see all and arrow. So we can wrap this row, which contains text and icon, in gesture detector. And it has property on tap. And when on tap will be executed, we will execute the on pressed void callback. That's it for now. Okay, let's start putting all this together so we can see if we have any progress. So let's go back to the main, where we've got our home page. So we've got the app bar, this one, and now we need body. So what we will have in body? The column, which will keep inside all these elements. So column with children. So the first child will be this card. Let's name it current balance. We don't have that widget yet, but we will but we will create that. Just for now, I put the names of the widgets so we can later on see it, what's going on. Another part of the column will be this list of transactions. So we will create a widget for that. Will be transactions maybe. Later we've got the my goals card. Also, we don't have a widget for that as well, but we will create all this in a moment. And that would be all in the column. So let's comment it out for now. And let's start creating the widgets. Let's start with the current balance. We can add another widget to widgets for there, or we can do it in here in the main, but let's do another widget. Current balance. Stateless as usual. Import material. And we would like to use the custom card which we created before. Custom card. We need color, so it will be black. Colors black. And the child. So the child of this will be column with 3 text widgets. Call children with this text current balance. And 2 more text widgets. Let's Control D to duplicate. This text has a number which is probably not constant, so we can put this as the property of our current balance widget. Let's say final string balance. Why string? Because we can have some extra function which changes the real balance in dollars or cents to a string, and in the widget we display it as a string. And the same for the growth. Add these 2 parameters. Make them required. So this text will be a $sign. We need to escape it. And after that, there will be balance. Show balance. And this text has growth. Growth of. In here we put our growth from the constructor. And percent. This one can be constant. And let's put this custom card. Sorry. And let's go and put our current balance into the main. Let's see how it looks like now. Now we need the properties. Sorry, to import it first. And we need properties balance. 1, 2, 3, comma 0, 0, 0, 0.65. Obviously, it's a string. And growth 1.76. In the real app, you will have some function or helper method or something to calculate the balance and growth and put it here. This is just a mock-up, so we can go without it. Let's save it and see how bad it is. So we see our custom card looks like this right now. What we can do to fix this? First, we need the card to be stretched on the page. So in the column, in our body, we can set a cross-axis alignment to stretch. You see, now the color on the custom card, the text, current balance of the text is black, same as the background of the card. So we need to change that. So in here we can do style, text style, and color. Let's say colors white 54 maybe. You can see it's lighter white. And this one, let's copy this. This will be complete white. See the numbers. And in here, we can do the same as here. Yeah, so we've got that. We need to take care of the size of the text and the spaces. So one way to add spaces in a column, because we are in a column, is to use sized boxes or wrap each element in padding. So let's go with the sized boxes for now. So at top, between current balance and the top of the card, we can add size the box of height, let's say 16. Between current balance and the number. And this size box can be obviously const. Let's copy this and add it here and here as well. And at the end. So we've got spaces between each text, and now we need to make this middle text with the balance bigger. So let's say font size, make it 36 maybe. Yeah, something like this. It's not exactly the same, we can add more space, but you know what's going on. Let's make all this constant. So we've got the first element in our column, another one. It will be transactions, the list with last transactions. Can make it const. So let's do the transactions widget. Okay. And what we need in that widget? We need a column as well, or list view, but there's only 3 elements, so column is fine, I think. And we, as the first of the element of the column, will be this custom header we created, and then 3 list elements. We can use list item from the material design, or we can create our custom element for each item. Let's see. So first we need column and children. First will be our custom header. Header. And in here need to import. And in here we need title. So it will be last transactions. Obviously it's a string. Last transactions. And we need on pressed. Let's make it an empty callback for now. Let's see how it looks. Transactions, we need to import. Yeah, so we've got this header. Let's go back to our custom header and make it look more like this one. So the text of the title should be bold. So change the style, text style, font weight, bold. And maybe font size 16. Yeah, something like this. And now we need space between this and this. So we have a couple options. We can add spacer here, which will take all the space available between widgets. see. Or we can wrap this text in expanded. So I remove the spacer, wrap this first text, expanded. The effect is the same. Now, see all is kind of smaller and grayish. So let's change its style to be maybe font size 10 and colors black 38, which means 38 out of 100 opacity. You see here, maybe make it 12. And let's change the arrow color to be the same. So icon, colors, black 38. Something like this. Next, we need these transaction items. So let's create our custom widget for that. Why not? Transaction. Each transaction has its own color, icon, title, balance, and the time. So let's do that. Final string title. Final color. Date or time. Final. We use string for that. Final color. We've got color, sorry. Icon or icon data. And the cost of the transaction. So, it's going to be string in this case. Cost. Add all of them. It's final. Ask parameters to constructor. Format. Make them all required. I use Alt-J to select all this. Okay. And what do we have here? We have a row, right? Row with one element, second element, and the third element. So return row. with children. And the first element will be our avatar, which we created before. So avatar. We need color, so the color will be this color. And icon data will be this icon data we pass in the constructor. So it's all good for now. Another element will be this. So this element is a column with two children, text and this text. So children, text, and the data of this text will be title. And another widget in the column is text as well. Data of this will be our, where is it? Time. If I can spell time. Okay, so we've got the row with one widget, second widget column, and third widget will be text. With it's minus $sign, we need to escape it. And we need to put cost inside it. So cost. Okay, that's all. Now we need to add some style to it. Okay, so we've got our transaction item. Let's go back to transactions, where we need to put, let's remind that the transactions, it's all this element, which contains the header and all these three transactions in here. So in a real app, the transactions will probably come from some sort of API or database or whatever. In our example, we can create a list. Let me paste it from somewhere, and I tell you later on what's that. So we've got latest transactions list, which is a map. This is for simplicity, where we've got name of transaction, shopping, you see, icon, date, cost, and color. So we need to map this list to our transaction items here. We can do this like this. Spread operator for run sorry, what's the name of that? Latest transactions. We can map and to list, I believe. And what we can map? It's each element of this list, so this one, and we need to map it to our transaction, this transaction element. So not to null, E, remember it's this one. So we need to have here our transaction singular, and I forgot to add comma here. And what do we need in here? Let me import, and in here we've got all these arguments. So let's start with the color maybe, or name. Name, we don't have name, we've got title. So title we'll need to map to the name from this list. So E is this element, so it will be E and name, right? Name. So our title then will be shopping for this first item. Next we have say time, so it will be E, and for time we've got date. Oh well, whatever. Next we have cost, E, and for cost we have cost. Next we have color, E, and for color we have color. And lastly we have icon data, E, it's icon. Okay, no errors. Let's see what happens. Let's see, we've got all the items here. Now we need to just make it look more like here. So let's go back to our transaction and change it so it will look more like this. What we need to change? We've got our avatar, which is this icon on the colorful background. We need to change it as well. And we've got our column. Between avatar and the column, I can put it a sized box with maybe 12. You see. Now the column we can put in expanded, so it will take all the space between the avatar and the cost, like here. So let's wrap it with widget, expanded. Now by default the column has its children align to the center. We don't need that. We need to align them to start. So it will be cross-axis alignment. Start. Yeah, more like it. And now the title will be bold. So style, text style, font weight bold. Something like this. And we need some space So let's add sized box between this text and the time text. Maybe 8. And this is somewhat grayish, so we need to style it differently. Text style. Let's change font size to 12 and color to colors black 38 maybe, something like this. The cost also need to be bold. So style, text style, font weight, bold, something like this. I show you later on how it looks like on Android emulator. Because on desktop the font sizes are smaller than a bit smaller in this case than on emulator. What else? We need to add const everywhere, and we need to change this avatar. Got it here. So what we need some padding around the icon. So let's wrap it with padding. And what we need else? Can make the icon color black. Colors black. And now we need some padding between elements of the transaction list. So let's go back to transactions, and we can wrap each transaction in padding. Okay, so it looks something like this. But I would remove the padding on left and right side and just use vertical padding. And later on we can add padding to all the elements in the column, so it will be the same everywhere. So it will be symmetric, vertical, let's say 8 for now. Now let's go back to the main, and where we've got our body and column, we can wrap this column into padding. And let's say give it 12. Something like this. Or I give it 16, you'll see something. So you see the padding of the card is bigger than the padding of the items. It is because the card widget by default has some padding. So let's go back to the custom card. And in here, we can change margin to edge inset 0. See, that way we've got the same padding around the card and the items. We've got here. Okay, I started Android Studio to show you how it will look like in a phone. Now on the current balance card, we've got some image in the background, the fancy lines in here, but we can use our DAC for demonstrations. So we've got current balance widget, wrap the column. The column is those text widgets. Wrap with widget, decorated box. And we need decoration, box decoration. And in here we need image, decoration image. Image will be our asset, asset image. Link to our DAC, assets, assets, images, DAC, JPEG. Let's see. We've got our DAC here, but we need the image to fill all the space in the card. So let's add some commas for better visibility of the code. So the fit property will be box fit cover. Now we've got our DAC in the whole card, but notice that we've got now the rounded corners gone. Why is that? This is because our custom card used the card widget, which by default does not crop the content. So we need to crop or clip. We need to add clip behavior to clip anti-alias. Now we've got our corners back. Now we just need to lower the opacity of the image to maybe 0.2. And we've got our DAC in the background. We can make it const for the better performance. So the My Goals card has a custom card, and for the children or child of the custom card we will use column, and first child will be our custom header, which we used as well here, and second child will be a row with a avatar and a column, and in here we've got text and some progress bar with progress. So let's do that. Let's create my goals. It's going to be stateless as usual. Import material. And my goals is our custom card with color. Let me paste the color out. I checked it before. And the child. So child will be what will be child? Column, right? Column. Format it nicely. And in this column, we will have children. First child will be the custom header. It's our custom header. It's our custom widget we did before, so the title will be my goals. On pressed will do nothing. We've got our custom header, so it will be this. Now we need another element of the column. It will be this. So it's a row with avatar and column. So children, it's going to be a row with children. First child will be avatar, color white. And icon data will be something to do with cars, maybe. Icons, car, rental, okay. Let me close it so you see better. Okay, make it const. And another part of the row will be this column. So it's column. With children. It's underlined red because column can be const. Let's make avatar const. With children text. Buy a car. We can make it a parameter of the widget, but you know how to do it, so I just hard code it. And another child of this small column will be the progress indicator with progress in here, so we can make it as a custom fancy widget. Let's name it progress. Make it const. So let's see how it looks like right now. In the main, it's my goals. We need to import it. Save it. And it looks like this. So we need to add some padding and stuff inside. My goals. Let's add padding around the whole thing. So around the child of the custom card, wrap with padding. Maybe give it 16, why not? Now looks already much better. We can add some space between custom header and the row. So size box, height, let's say 8. Yeah, we can leave it like that. And we need space between the text and the avatar. So avatar, let's make it cons first. And let's copy this in here as well. But this time we don't need height, but we've got that space. And we need to style this text. Text style, font weight, bold. Yeah, something like this. And after that, we need that progress. So the progress will be used only in this item. That's why we can add it in this file. It's going to be stateless widget. Progress. And if it's only in this file, we can make it private. Actually, we'll use it here. Okay, so what will be inside this progress widget? It will be a row with this progress bar and the text. So this progress bar we will make using custom painter. So let's name it, I don't know, progress painter or something. So it'll be custom painter. Sorry, children. Custom painter. Paint. Custom painter is not a widget. Custom paint, and this custom paint will paint this progress. So we'll see it later. And the other element is this text. So text, and data for text will be progress of the progress widget of my goal. So let's make it a field here, final, int progress. So data will be progress and %sign. like here. So if when we put the tag required this progress, when we put the progress as an int here, it will be displayed as a number here and as a relative progress of this progress bar, a lot of progress. So let's say 23. And now we need to implement the custom paint. The custom paint widget, we will take all the space available in the row, so we can wrap it in expanded. And now the child, not the child, the painter of the custom paint, it will be our progress. Let's do the painter for progress. Class, maybe progress painter, could be private as well. Progress painter extends custom painter, and we need to implement two methods, paint and should repaint. In should repaint we can return false for now, and in paint we need to implement all painting logic for this progress bar. And later on in custom paint we can add painter, our progress painter. Okay, so how do we paint such thing? First we need to paint the background. It's like a line. It should be easy enough. So in the paint method we can create a final background to keep our paint. The color is going to be let's say black colors, black 38 maybe. Now we need style, painting style, stroke, and that's it for now. And to paint this part of the progress we also need paint, but a bit different. So final foreground, może? Final foreground, paint, color, full black, style will be the same. And stroke width will be sorry, stroke width will be 4, let's say. And to get rounded corners, we need stroke cap to be stroke cap round. Foreground. So we've got paint to paint these elements, but we need some path where we need to put these elements. So final background path will be path, and we need to start from the beginning, so maybe move to 0, 0. Then we need to make a line, so line 2, here's 0, 0, here's the width of the size which we got from here. So it's going to be y will be still 0 because it's 0 all the way, but x is going to be size width. So here. And that's all to paint the background path, I think. So we can run canvas, draw path, and as path we put background path as a paint background. Because this is our paint, this is our path. Let's see if we have something going on. We do not. And why not? Let me check something. We have incoming with constraints are unbound. So there is something wrong with our paint, I believe. What could be wrong, huh? So I think the problem might be with this column of by current progress, because progress will get out of bounds. So I think we need to wrap it with expanded. Yes. Now more like it. And to put by a car at the start, we need cross-axis alignment to start. Something like this. Let's now add another paint to paint the progress. So we've got the paint, we need the path. Final foreground path. move to 0 as well, because we'll start here at 0, and then line 2 y will be 0 as well, but x will be calculated based on the progress, this progress. So we need to put it as a variable here. So final int progress. We need to create constructor. This progress. So in here we will put, say, 23. So this progress. So an x we need this size times progress, right? So size width times progress and divide by 100. Let's see. And we need to draw this canvas, draw path, foreground path, foreground. Yeah, and we have 23% progress. So let's again how it works. We've got this progress widget, which is this custom painter and this number. We put the progress value in it, and based on that we calculate progress of this line. Let's see if we change, let's say, to 50, what happens. Yeah, it's in halfway. We can make it const. Okay, but what happens if the progress will be more than 100%? Because we don't know how much a car costs or something. Let's save it, and we see the line will go all the way out of the screen. So how to prevent that? In our progress painter, we can clamp our progress value to be between 0 and 100. So you can use clamp, lower 0, up 100. That way the max value will be 100. You see? Even if we put more than 100. Let's go back to, let's say, 23. And let's add some space in here in our progress widget. So between text and size boxed with 8. And and we can make it like here, smaller and bold. Style, text style, font weight, bold, font weight, bold. And font size, maybe 12. Something like this. We can wrap the progress. We can wrap the progress into small padding as well. The progress painter. So this custom paint, wrap with padding. Maybe not 4, not 8, but 4, or 2 even. Yeah, that's better. So it's more or less the same. We can adjust this padding here. Let's go to main. Can put some size box, height, size 12. To have more space between my goals and the list of transactions. What else? At the top we have a divider. We can add it here. So it's going to be divider. Yeah. But the height will be, let's say, 24. Also, we can add some space between this title and the time. We've got it in transaction, title, time. Ah, I see, I've got the width instead of height here. Okay, now we've got some space. Okay, we can add space here, but I leave it to you if you decide to do it. The last thing we can implement is the bottom navigation bar. So let's go back to our main. And the scaffold widget has a property for bottom navigation bar. By default, bottom navigation bar takes bottom navigation bar items which have labels and icons. In here we don't have labels, so we will use different widget for that. We use bottom up bar, and bottom up bar can have any child. So we will use a row, and in that row we will have 5 icon buttons, but we need to have different color depending if it's selected or not. So let's create our custom widget for that. Let's say nav button. Stateless. Nav button, import material, and this widget will be icon button. On pressed, we pass a callback icon, icons, icon, and in here we put icon data. We don't have that yet, so let's add some properties. Final icon data, icon data, final void callback on pressed, and we need something to show the color, either black or grayish. So let's put it as a boolean selected. So if a widget will be selected, it will have dark color, if not light. Add those two here. Add those commas. Alt-J to select them all. Add required. And icon button icon. We need to change color. If it's selected, we use colors black. And if not selected, colors black 38. Something like this. So let's use those buttons in our row in bottom up bar. So we have 5 buttons, so it's nav. Children. Nav button. Need icon data. First one looks like a house or something. Icons. Home. We need on pressed, empty callback. And we need selected. This one is true. Okay. What we can do, we can make selected in nav button as not required, but as false by default, so we don't have to specify it in every nav button. Let's Control D few times, so you've got 5 of them. Remove selected true from all other the second one item looks kind of, I don't know, saving or something. Savings. This one send maybe. Send. This one some kind of paid maybe. Paid. And this settings. Okay. Let's see how it looks. Okay, so we've got our buttons in a row, but we need some space. So main axis alignment, main axis alignment, space around. Yeah, something like this. To make it flat, we can remove the color and elevation. Colors transparent and elevation 0. All right, so we've got something like this. Now let me make it a bit responsive, because when I show it to you how it looks like on Linux, let me refresh that. This is the one. When I scroll it up and the window is small, we've got the overflow. So to avoid that, we can make our body scrollable. So the main body, we've got this padding. We can wrap this column in single child scroll view. That should fix that. You see? Now we can scroll it and see all things. Now the horizontal, it's pretty good. All right, that is all, I think. Let's check Dart analysis. Got one error. At const, we got no errors. And that's all for this one. Let me know if it helped you or not. If you want any other layout, I can show you how to build. Take care.